Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, you guys. Oh my god. Oh lord. Okay, this was not the video I was gonna make today. I was gonna make a scary story time about my scary paranormal experiences the last few years that I've been not telling you guys, but I was gonna tell you guys one of the many of them. But guess what? This is gonna be a different scary story time. This just happened to me yesterday. Okay, so yes, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. Okay, so, oh my god. So, over the past week, I've been seeing all these TikToks and seeing all this mess about how 10-year-olds are taking over Sephora. And I thought it was just like some marketing campaign, Sephora just trying to get people to, I don't know, talk about Sephora. Because to be honest, Ulta is the new Sephora. There I said it. Controversial opinion. I don't know if it is. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me. But Ulta is the new Sephora for so many reasons. I always go to Ulta. I haven't gone to Sephora, honestly, in 5 years. And this is probably why. And I will not be going to Sephora. I've shopped on Sephora.com, but I have not been in the store in Sephora well, that's not true. Actually, 3 years ago. 3 years. Me and, Anyway, me and a former friend of mine, girl, we went to Sephora like 3 years ago. But other than that, I really don't really go to Sephora. If I'm in the mall with a friend, I'll go to Sephora, but I don't really go ever there by myself. Okay. But this one time, I just posted a vlog yesterday that I had filmed a while back saying that, hey, you know, maybe I should go out more. What do you guys think? And you guys were like, yeah, go out. So I was like, okay, let me go out. So I went yesterday evening out. It was like late afternoon, early evening. I went out. I'm a homebody. And I was like, let me just go to Sephora. Let me get a few things. Maybe I can film a haul for you guys. What did I get? I got nothing. I got jack shit. Yeah. Let me tell you why. Okay. So I'm thinking all this thing is going... It's just viral campaign. People talk about Sephora. This shit's real, you guys. 10-year-olds are taking over Sephora. And I had a horrible traumatic experience. And this is my experience. Okay. So I go to Sephora. I'm not going to say which mall it is. But it's like 30 minutes from my house. I go to Sephora. It's like maybe like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening. I think, okay, whatever. Because when I have gone to Sephora on weekdays in the past, it's not really been that crowded. I never shop on the weekends. Girl, no. I always go weekdays. And I like to go late morning, early afternoon. But I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a shot. You guys, I walk in there. It feels like I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese. There are 10-year-olds everywhere. Screaming, running around like it's fucking Discovery Zone back in the 90s. Who remembers that? I just aged myself. But you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I'm just like... I'm sorry, is this the lower elementary playground or is this Sephora? I'm here to get some all hours YSL foundation, some powder, some Fenty Beauty, girl, some Charlotte Tilbury. I need to kick my face with makeup Miss Thing, okay? Instead, what I got is Terrorized. Okay, so I walk in there, I grab a basket. This 10-year-old girl grabs the basket out of my hand. She's like, that's my basket. That's my basket. And she runs off. I'm like, okay. Grab another basket. I start going down the aisle. They look all 10. So I'm just going to say they're all 10. I didn't ask their age. I didn't want to talk to them. I'm like, I don't talk to 10-year-olds, okay? I almost made a really, really bad joke, but I'm not going to do it. I was like, I'm not Colleen Ballinger. Anyway, are you cremated? Because I am too. Anyway, you guys, I am not going to talk to 10-year-olds. So, I'm literally in the store. Come on, I just said that. Ugh. Anyway. Deceased, cremated, in the base, lay me down the rats. Okay, anyway. So, this other 10-year-old, she, like, shoves me in the aisle and elbows me. She's like, get out of my way, move. And I'm like, excuse you, that's very rude, young lady. And she turns back at me with attitude, like, she flips her hair. She's like, aren't you too old to be in Sephora? And then she runs off. I was like, are you a drag queen? Because you're giving me attitude, Miss Thing. So unless you're wearing 10-inch heels and a wig and on RuPaul's Drag Race, honey, save the attitude for someone who cares, because I don't. I didn't tell her that, but I was thinking that. I was like, girl, I know this girl ain't slaying like that. So anyway, so she elbows me hard, like, bam. She's like, get out of my way, in my rib. I'm like, oh, shit. I was like, I'm about to go to the ER after this. Girl, me elbow, Miss Thing. So she elbows me. And then this other girl, she's like right next to me. I'm trying to, like, I was like, oh, excuse me, sweetie. I need to see that foundation. She's like, you can wait. I'm here first. I was like, just, can you, she's like, She's like, She's like, this is what you're doing, and this is what I need you to be doing. I was like, where is your mother? She's like, where is your mother? Aren't you like 50? I literally was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. So I literally take a couple steps and I turn around, I'm like, you need to really watch how you talk to adults. I tell her that. And she looks at me and she has the foundation in her hand. And she's like, you know what? Here's the foundation. You want it? Here it is. And she like drops it. And it shatters everywhere in the aisle. She's like, there's the foundation. She's like, I hope it's your right shade. And she walks off. I'm like, and I'm not gonna lie, if this is like a TV show, I'd be like, you better work. But like, it was real life and she was coming for me. I was like, what? Did I just get owned by a 10-year-old? Like, did I just get like tried? Okay. So the manager's like, what happened? She's like, that 10-year-old just like dropped the foundation. She's like, oh, this happens at least once a day. I was like, what's going on in here? She's like, last couple of weeks, it's been crazy. And she's like, I hope we just win a break, but what's going on? I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm scared. Told her I've been elbowed, I've been shoved by a couple of 10-year-olds, I've been yelled at, she's like, yeah, I'm thinking about quitting. I'm like, this is why this is me and this person who works at the store. We're having a conversation. And this other 10-year-old butts in the middle of us and just says, excuse me, and just like walk. I'm like, where are the parents? She's like, yeah, well, the parents, they drop their kids off here and they go to the mall and they shop by themselves. They come back after an hour and pick up their kids up. It's like free daycare for them. I'm like, what is this, Sephora for us? Like Toys R Us? Parents are using Sephora as daycare. Cremated. Shook. Like, I am so shook and so shaken and so stirred. I feel like a caramel macchiato at Starbucks. For real. Like, turn me upside down and put some light ice in me and slurp me up because I'm a caramel macchiato at Starbucks. So witty. Put some Splenda in me, girl. Yes. For real. Put some espresso inside me, Miss Thing. Yes. 2 shots, not 3, okay? Don't over-caffeinate me, Miss Mama. But for real, like, what the hell is going on? So, my ribs are hurting from getting elbowed by a bunch of 10-year-olds. I'm getting attitude. I'm getting hair flicked in my face, all this attitude. I'm like, I feel like I'm hanging out with RuPaul and her drag queens. I'm like, what's going on? All this fierce attitude from 10-year-olds. Like, girl, what are they teaching them in 4th grade, Miss Mama? Okay. So I'm just like, what is going on here? So at this point, I have a couple things in my basket. I look in there. The line is so long. It's a bunch of 10-year-olds. So I asked this couple girls because they were talking in front. I was like, are you guys in line? They literally look at me and they say, what do you think? Ugh. And this girl was like, ugh. I know, right? What do you think? And she's like, ugh. And then she's like, ugh, he's so annoying. And I literally made a video about, like, you know, I identify as a female. I go by feminine pronouns. And I was like, I'm sorry to disturb you guys. I know you're 10. And she's like, I'm 11, okay? I'm like, oh, my apologies. But I actually identify as a female. I identify as a woman. And she's literally, this girl, she gives me some, she's like this. She's like, really? You don't look like a woman. I was like, Okay. I was like, that's not the point. I identify as a woman, so please refer to me as a she. And she's like, okay, whatever. So, like, literally, I hear them whispering, he. And I was like, okay, you know what? At this point, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm being misgendered, elbowed in the ribs, disrespected, sassed out. Okay, I feel like I'm in a drag bar. No, I'm kidding. Well, the drag bar wouldn't be misgendered, Miss Thing. Fucking hell. And before I get a bunch of people in the comments saying, oh my god, you really expect a bunch of 10-year-olds to know your gender? No. But, I mean, I respect people to be respectful. And she could have been like, oh, okay, cool. You know, be nice. Like, really? Like, be like, oh, you don't look like that. Like, really? Like, the whole thing is crazy. Let me make sure this is, okay. Yeah, the whole thing was just, it was just a horrible experience. And at the end of the day, like, I don't know. The last straw for me wasn't even that. The last straw was like a bunch of 10-year-old girls like cut me in line. I was waiting there for 20 minutes in line and the line wasn't moving and a bunch of 10-year-olds went in front of me. And I was like, I'm sorry, I was here. And they're like, you can wait, you can wait. And I was like, okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the person's parent. I'm not here to tell them what's right, what's wrong. I'm not here to parent a bunch of other people's kids. I'm not a babysitter. I didn't go to Chuck E. Cheese or McDonald's Playhouse, like, you know, the ball pit. I'm not here to babysit other people's kids. I'm not a school teacher. Like, I've come here to get a couple of foundation. I didn't tell them. I'm thinking in my head this. I have come here to get some foundation and blush, paint my face, and do a haul. And so I literally leave my basket, like, literally on the counter. And the woman working there was like, girl, I understand. I feel you on that. I was like, yeah. And I just, like, walk out. And literally as I walk out, a bunch of girls were like, bye. In the most nasty, condescending way. Like, by literally 20 10-year-olds. Were like, bye. I was like, am I getting bullied and traumatized? Like, I felt like I was back in school. Like, it was crazy. Bye. And this one girl, she was so mean. She ran up to me. She's like, did you get everything you wanted in the store? And she's like, because you left with nothing. I was like, oh my god, Regina George, is that your daughter? Like, oh my god. Like, Mean Girls 3 over here. Like, Tina Fey, where you at, Miss Mama? Like, for real. Like, fuck. I'm like, she's like, because you left with nothing. And she giggled and she laughed and went back in the store. I'm like, because I was like right outside the store. I just left. I am traumatized. Like, these nasty, mean, bullied 10-year-olds. I was literally bullied by 10-year-olds. Traumatized. I am freaking shook, you guys. Sephora, you need to get your stores under control because I am not going back in Sephora. I mean, Sephora is already, oh my god. I mean, Ulta's the new Sephora, like I keep saying. And this is why I shop online. This is why I don't leave my house. Because people are crazy. And now people are using Sephora as a daycare center. That's literally what the Sephora employee told me. They're like, oh yeah, kids are being dropped off here. Like, it's daycare. Like, literally, like a drop-off center. Like, a daycare center. I'm like, girl, what the hell? Like, I'll be 35 next week. Actually, a week from today. Hi, my birthday's next Friday, 26th. Hi, Aquarius. How are ya? Yes. Okay. So I literally turn 35 next week. I do not need to be sassed by a bunch of 10-year-olds at Sephora. I'm trying to get some foundation, trying to get matched, my shade matched. Like, that's the only shade I want from Sephora is my shade range. Okay, not that kind of shade. Okay, girl, what the hell? That is not the shade I wanted, but bum. Get it? Yeah, okay. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go. I'm shook, I'm shaken, I'm stirred. More than a caramel macchiato at Starbucks. More than a caramel frappuccino at Dunkin' Donuts. And yes, American runs in Dunkin'. Not sponsored, wish I was. I just love saying that shit. Anyway, you guys, that is crazy. I still can't believe that happened to me yesterday. So I slept. I wasn't even going to this video. But I was like, you know what? They want some story times. Let's start with this one. Let's start with this story time. I was like, so literally, like, I was like, okay, you know what? Oh my God. I just, wow. Anyway, you guys, more story times are coming. Like up, leave a comment down below. Have you had the same experience at Sephora lately? Do you go to Sephora? Do you shop online? Do you go to Ulta? Do you prefer Ulta via, to Sephora? What has your experience been at Sephora lately? Have you had the same experience? Have you been elbowed and talked back to by a 10-year-old at the store? Misgendered by 10-year-old, you guys. What the hell? And okay, I don't know. I it's crazy. And then the way she was just like, you don't look like a girl. Like, really, girl? And then the attitude she gave me, I mean, look, whatever. If you're 10 and you want to be whatever, that's whatever. You're 10. I can let that go. But the attitude and the eye was like, you don't look like you're a girl. Like, whatever. Like, and then dropping foundation and expecting someone to clean it up because you're 10 and you made a mistake. She's like, oops. And then a bunch of other girls were like throwing things out. And there was stuff all over the aisles. Like, people were throwing stuff. This one girl was putting random stuff in her basket. And then she was like throwing things on the floor and left her basket there. I started laughing. She ran out of the store like after 20 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. 10-year-olds have taken over Sephora. And I'm not here for it, girl. They're turning into freaking the plate pit at McDonald's. Like, 10-year-olds running around, no Happy Meals. It's crazy. I feel like it was Toys R Us. Okay? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's bad enough that Target has been taken over by Stanley Cup fans wanting their cups. This is Starbucks. But anyway, you know what I mean? Make me want a damn Stanley Cup now, girl. But now you can't even go to Sephora. You can't go to Target because of the Stanley crazy fans. You can't go to Sephora because 10-year-olds taken over. Where can you go? So anyway, you guys, I tried leaving the house and I got terrorized by 10-year-olds at Sephora. So I am never leaving my house again. Ever. Anyway, you guys, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Until next time. Thank you so much for subscribing. Mwah! Sending you love as always. Bye, guys.